It's June the 7th, and this is your Pacific Palisades real estate market update. I'm James Respondek with Rodeo Realty. I've sold hundreds of homes to generations of Palisadians. Here is this week's important market activity. There are presently 68 active listings. That's up 3 from last week. Just listed on Lower Chautauqua, or what we like to call adjacent Huntington Palisades, 538 Chautauqua Boulevard. Wow, 15,700 square feet of house listed for $34 million on a 23,000 square foot lot. Now, it's a very luxurious California modern, and it's got all the goodies you can imagine, including a fabulous zero-edge infinity pool that looks down to the ocean, straight down Santa Monica Canyon. And they created a really nice-sized backyard by engineering the heck out of the back of this thing. I was a little disappointed to see all the artificial turf in the back. You know, for my 34 mil, I want the real deal. But still pretty gorgeous. It is on Chautauqua, which is a little bit of a busy thoroughfare there. All, you know, just listed in the Riviera, 992 Napoli Drive for $18.5 million. Now, this is a 21,000 square foot lot without a house. But it does have plans for a rather large 17,000 square foot Richard Landry Modern. So those are RTI plans, so pretty much ready to go. Now, for context, they paid $12.6 million for this in mid-21. So let's see, I don't know. It's probably a little pricey, but what a location, because you're sitting right on the rim of the Riviera. So you get all that free landscaping right out the back there. Just listed in Santa Monica Canyon, 415 Mesa Road for $9.5 million. I have some history with this property. In fact, I bought it with a partner back in 2003, way back then, and we paid just under $2 million for it. And then we spent a few years fixing it up. There were some complications, won't get into that, but we ended up selling it for $4.5 million in 2006. Then it sold for later for $7 million, and now it's on for $9.5. So you can see that real estate is a great investment, albeit this property's undergone several, updates and renos, as it were. But it's a gorgeous, really cool property. It's like a kind of a treehouse feeling about it, and it's got a lot of really green technologies put into it. So I kind of really like it. And I'm kind of partial to it anyway, as you can tell. Just relisted in Castellamare, 286 Quadravecchio for $9 million. Now, for context, this started in 22 for $9.5. Then in 23, it went down to 8,450. Now it's back at $9 million. Whoa, yo-yo. Anyway, I think at least in the meantime there. This is a 2022 Contemporary. It's 6,450 square feet. It's got nice high ceilings and good sized rooms, and it's got some ocean views, and so it's a good property. Maybe the price is still a little too high. We'll find out. Just listed in the El Medio Bluffs, brand new construction at 675 Muskingum for $8,360,000. As I said, it's new construction. It is set down below the street, which is not my favorite thing to do. But it's a nice brand new house. I don't know, 8,360. Feels a little pricey. Just listed in the Santa Monica Canyon, 309 East Rustic for $7,250,000. Now, this is a relist again, too. It has had a nice facelift, because before this property kind of felt like a nightclub or something. It had all these crazy backlit onyx stones throughout, and I mean, it was nice, but very, very particular taste level. And I love the location of this property because you can walk to all the best restaurants like Giorgio Baldi. Just went there for my birthday, loved it. And you know what? This property, it started at $8 million in 21, then down to 6.6 in 22. Then it's had its facelift, so it's back up to 7.25. So I don't know, maybe it still sells in the sixes. Just relisted in the Bel Air Bay Club, 255 Trino Way for $6 million. A 3,000 square foot house on a 9,000 square foot lot. It has a lot of stairs here, so you do not need to join the gym immediately. You know, Equinox will be reopening at some point. But you may not need to join because you've got like 2 or 3 flights of stairs to get to the house. But it does have amazing views and it has a pool up the top there. Just listed in the El Medio Bluffs, 16075 Northfield Street for $5,150,000. Now this started back in 23 for almost $6 million. It had sold in 21 for $4,350,000. Now it's $5,150,000, so it's 3,500 square feet on a 6,100 square foot lot. I think this price is getting pretty close now. Just listed in the Marquez Knolls, 735 Lockman Lane for $4,995,000. Now this property has had updates over the years, so it's got, you know, recent updates and a little more dated updates as it were, but it does have great views and a pool, and we've got good square footage here, 4,000 square feet on a 7,400 square foot lot. So I think this is a good value. Just listed in the Palisades Highlands, 1301 Piedra Morada for $4,250,000. Whoa, this is a 1987 built country French style. Not exactly everybody's favorite these days, but what do you get? You get 5,300 square feet on a 17,000 square foot lot with views and a pool. I like the value. Just listed in Rustic Canyon, 747 Brooktree Road for $4.2 million. It's a mid-century. Public record says it's only 1,342 square feet. The lot's 11K, but some of that does go up the hill. And I'll tell you about a comp around the corner that tells, in a minute, that tells me this is a little pricey. Just listed in El Medio adjacent, or what I like to call Bienvenida or Las Pulgas Canyon, 631 Los Lomas for $3.4 million. Oh, I remember as I walked into this house, I really had a nice feeling about this house. Completely redone, fabulous views. You know, it's pretty big. It's 2,664 square feet. The lot's not huge. It's about 5,000 square feet. And it is on the lower level. So the lot's small, but the condition is like new. It was redone in 2017. It's $3.4 million, maybe a tad over, but I like that house a lot. Just listed in the Highlands, 17017 Avenida de Santa Ynez for $2.7 million. You know, these were built in around 1975. This one's got very clean lines and nice high ceilings. It's in real good condition. It's got a little bit of a sophisticated feel even. So I like this value at $2.7 million, 2,900 square feet on a 5,800 square foot lot. Just listed on Bienvenida, 848 Bienvenida for $2,650,000. Sorry. That's a mid-century Quincy Jones style, not to be confused with the musician. This was a very prominent architect in his day, and he started, you know, innovations such as green belts and the like. This house is in very nice condition. I like it as an entry-level property, however, it does not have a garage. So You know, some of this square footage includes the garages. It's almost 1,900 square feet, and the lot is 7,600 square feet. Just sold in Castellamare, 318 Bellino for $6,250,000. Now, in April of 23, it started at 7.6 million. Then it went down to 6.5 million, and it finally sold for this 6,250. So price really counts, your entry price. It's a very cool contemporary. It's got great lines, really good light. I love the light in this house. Really nice rooftop deck and a pool that overlooks the canyon and mountains out the back. You know, this house had a lot of cool features. Just sold in the Village Bluffs, 335 Beirut, sold for $3.7 million. A 1925 Spanish vintage. I love to see these old houses still around. 2,700 square feet on a 5,500 square foot lot. And it did have a nice bright light feel about it, albeit it was kind of, you know, a little bit of a vintage house. But this is pretty close to lot value because you're very close to the bluffs there. Just sold in Rustic Canyon, 14629 Hilltree Road. This is the comp I was talking about when we were talking about that last one on Brooktree. This sold for $3,165,000, and it was a probate, so that may explain some of why it sold a little lower than I would have expected. It's a mid-century, very much a fixer, but it had some kind of cool lines about it, kind of post and beam. 2,600 square feet house on a 7,100 good lot. So I like this value for Rustic Canyon. Just sold in Las Casas Loop, 680 North Las Casas, sold for $2,825,000. It's a 70s traditional ranch style. It's had some updates over the years, but as I walked through this house, the floor plan felt awkward, especially in the master bedroom area. It just, you know, had a lot of different doors and rooms and things. It just kind of felt a little awkward. It does have a nice big pool and a nice lot, so I like that. But it does also have exposure to sunset and the apartment. So, you know, put it all in the mix and that's what you come up with. Just sold in the Palisades Highlands, 1390 Avenida de Cortez, sold for $2,730,000. A 70s contemporary, very nicely redone, and a brand new pool. I love this as an entry-level property and move-in condition. Just sold on Akron. That's the little connector between Bienvenida and Lockman Lane there. It's 16505 Akron, sold for $2,350,000, $50K over the ask. A mid-century ranch style, and it had nice high beam ceilings in the kitchen family room. That also had a kind of a mountain cabin-y feel. A lot of that because of the beautiful old oaks in the back, very woodsy feel in the back there. And last but not least, just sold in Castellamare, 231 Giardino Way, sold for $2.2 million. A mid-century ranch fixer, very much a fixer. Toss up whether it stays or goes. It's on an 8,000 square foot lot, which is a larger lot, but it's kind of wide and narrow. So, you know, big, but not the best shape. It does back up to the Getty Villa, so you got really nice woodsy feeling in the back there. I hope this information has been helpful to you, and if you're looking to find your perfect home, I look at more property than just about anybody in the Palisades. Or if you're thinking of selling, it's spring, it's a selling season, there isn't that much on the market, great time to sell. Call me, I'd love to help. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.